To you live from Gyroscope Radio. We're going to jump right into our first topic. Topic number one, no locks. No locks. Call us up, 973-460-8931. 973-460-8931 if you want to chime in on this particular topic. So what is this about? A private school, right? A private school says one of its students has to cut his dreadlocks. This is a seventh grader, so I'm going to place him at 12, maybe 13. He has to cut his dreadlocks if he wants to stay in school. The question becomes, do private schools have the right to set policies that restrict personal choice? I don't think we used a picture of the young man. This is a real story. Instead, we opted for pictures of adults with dreadlocks, because the guy is like 12 years old. He's still a minor, even though on the internet they were using his picture and such. So I saw the story, his family. He was actually crying about the situation. They ultimately decided that he would go to a different school. He had been in the school since his third grade. So, about 4 years, he's in the school with his friends. He played on the baseball team. That's his family, right. The school. Right. But the principal, the people, the powers that be, they said, you can't have this. It's against the rules, blah, blah, blah. The family was a little puzzled because they said he had the locks for so long. Do you think that the private schools have this right or no?
Well, I would say this. If he's, and that was going to be my original question to you, like how many years has he been going to this private school? Mm-hmm. Because I'm quite sure, there's rules and regulations no matter where you go. So the private school might have had that in the handbook, maybe not. But he's in seventh grade, he's getting ready to graduate, the following year or so. And why are they making it a point at this moment now? I don't know. I think, yes, the private schools have the right to do whatever they want, because even though you're paying for the school, right, they have to set certain standards. So they want to set certain standards. So go ahead with it. But I applaud the parents for sending him to another school because, just like any place else, you can get the education and maybe even a better education with somebody else.
I have to agree. What about you, Dave?
Well, I think that I think that they do have a right to set their just like any job. If you have a uniform, you have to wear. If you come on a job on the fire department, they require you to have your hair a certain length. I got all that, but I think that there's something to be said about the word precedent here, in which the kid has already been wearing his locks for whatever amount of time. If it supersedes what is considered reasonable, then they should just allow him to maintain, to keep him and stay in school. And then going forward, anybody that attempts to come to the school, they have to understand that there's no locks, and he would be the exception at that point.
I have to agree with both of you. One bright spot is that the school reportedly is, set to revisit this whole issue, and possibly they might overturn their own rule, which they have the right to do so. I don't think it's necessary in this day and age. I don't know. Maybe my own acceptance is much higher. Now I can tell you a story, Dave. When
here we go
back in 1963. No, 1993 when I started working at the same job where OBT was working. Mm-hmm. And, I was the only one there I just graduated from college, and I had my hair in the cornrows. And it had been that way for a long time, but I started new. And this was a job where you had to wear, a suit jacket, dress shirt, tie, or what have you. I kept them rather neat. It wasn't as easy to get my hair braided on the outside as it was in college. In college, I had them lined up. Who they wanted to do my hair next.
Sure.
But on the outside
who wanted to do his hair next?
Yeah, that's college. We lived there, you know what I mean? But at
you Samson?
Yes. But when I got home, it wasn't that easy. It wasn't as easy. So this brother, he didn't even know me. He pulled me to the side and said, "Look, man, you're gonna have to cut that hair." you're a black man, you need to be professional, blah, 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 blah. And, he gave me the whole rundown. And the job hired me with the hair that way. And they didn't care how it was. But, some people see it a certain way. I even missed out on job opportunities because of that.
Sure.
Because of that hairstyle. So I don't know. I have a different perspective. I think they get to do that. They get to set the tone, their rules, their standards. That's a private school. I also think the way I think you guys feel is that, they need to revisit this issue and maybe make a change.
Sometimes, too, the other question that comes up is whether it was one individual that had an issue with his hair or the whole school system. Because if, like I said, he's been there a few years and he's already been wearing them and nobody else had an issue. Someone had to, feel personal about that to bring it up and make a commotion about it in order to bring the rules down on him.
Well, let me just clear the air. I didn't feel personal about the way his hair looked. I just wanted to, Katie said, I originally went over and I noticed him, but I didn't go to him right away because I didn't realize he was actually working there.
You were like, you know who your probation officer is?
I had no idea if he was working there. So what I did was when I found out he worked there, I said, well, listen, I don't want him having an issue with other people pulling him to the side and said, look, why are you going in the building so early? Like, why are you here? Ask him a whole bunch of questions. So I call it pulling his coat, just like my father would tell me that's what I'm supposed to do, pull another brother's coat. So, I feel as though that I did the right thing. Now, I had to work on him years after that as well. You know what I'm saying? To say that I have grown, look at KD at this moment. Look at him.
All right.
I'm proud.
Yeah. You did a good job.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to chime in on this particular topic, you have to go to our Facebook group. It's the Urban Renaissance Arts and Entertainment Group on Facebook. The topic is still up there. Go there and chime in. Let us know what you think about this particular topic. Our other guest for this evening has arrived. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and we'll get Romy Tavares set up here in the studio so he can chop it up with us. Our next song, keeping it with our theme of Ladies' Night, celebrating women, is Brandy, I Want to Be Down. And I believe this is the remix featuring 3 additional ladies. You know this one. It's the Urban Renaissance Internet Radio Show.